One sunny morning, I was riding my bike down a quiet, tree-lined road. The air was fresh, the birds were singing, and it felt like the perfect day for an adventure. My best friend, a tiny mouse named Mimi, popped her little head out of my bag, her whiskers twitching with excitement. She took a big sniff of the air. "Do you smell that?" she squeaked, her voice full of wonder. I stopped my bike and closed my eyes, breathing in deeply. She was right. The air was filled with a warm, delicious scent like freshly baked bread, rich melting chocolate, and sweet, buttery cookies all mixed together into one incredible aroma. It was the most wonderful smell I had ever encountered. Before I could even answer her, something amazing started to happen. The ordinary road in front of us began to transform. The gray asphalt shimmered and then slowly changed into a shiny, colorful path, like a rainbow had been paved right before our eyes. On both sides of this new road, giant, colorful pipes rose up from the ground, twisting and turning towards the sky. And then, right in the middle of it all, a huge, ornate gate appeared as if from nowhere. It had big, glowing letters that spelled out a magical invitation. "Welcome to the food factory." Mimi's eyes were as wide as saucers, sparkling with delight. "This place smells amazing," she chirped, her little nose pointing towards the gate. I couldn't agree more. With a shared look of excitement, we rode through the glowing gate and into a world beyond our wildest dreams. The moment we were inside, we both gasped. This was no ordinary factory. There were machines everywhere, but instead of loud, clanking noises, they moved with a gentle, humming grace. It was like watching a perfectly choreographed ballet of food creation. Our first sight was a river of chocolate. It was a real river, flowing smoothly and silently through crystal-clear pipes that crisscrossed above our heads. The rich, dark chocolate swirled and eddied, looking so warm and inviting. To our left, we saw enormous mixers, bigger than my bike, spinning fluffy, white dough. They turned slowly and rhythmically, kneading the dough with a gentle touch that made it look as soft as a cloud. And over to our right, a spectacular sight greeted us, a series of colorful slides spiraling down from the ceiling. We're covered in a cascade of jelly beans. They rolled down in a continuous stream of bright reds, greens, yellows, and blues, looking just like a rainbow waterfall. As we ventured deeper into the factory, we noticed tiny food workers bustling around happily. They were the most peculiar and adorable workers I had ever seen. Some were shaped like little gingerbread men, others looked like plump, friendly marshmallows, and a few even resembled walking, talking carrots. They all had cheerful smiles and moved with a sense of purpose and joy. Some were standing by huge pots, stirring bubbling soup with oversized ladles. Others were tending to massive ovens, pulling out perfectly golden loaves of bread. And a particularly artistic group was gathered around a long table, decorating cupcakes with tiny, edible stars that twinkled under the factory lights. A friendly-looking worker, shaped exactly like a loaf of sourdough bread, waddled over to us. He had a warm, crusty smile. "Welcome, friends," he said in a voice that was soft and comforting. "This factory makes food with kindness. Everything here is made with care and love." I looked at Mimi, who had now jumped up onto my shoulder to get a better view. "That's why it smells so good," she whispered in my ear. "It smells like happiness," the bread-shaped worker chuckled. "That's our secret ingredient," he said, giving us a little wink before continuing on his way. We continued our tour, completely mesmerized. We walked past a giant fountain, but instead of water, it flowed with creamy, white milk. Little chocolate chip cookies were lined up at the edge, and one by one, they would hop up and dip themselves into the milk before scurrying off. We saw a grove of fruit trees where ripe apples, oranges, and pears danced right off their branches and into woven baskets waiting below. There were candy wheels turning slowly, glowing with a soft, warm light. Their surfaces covered in glistening lollipops and gummy bears. Everything in the factory seemed alive and happy, working together in perfect harmony. Suddenly, a soft, pleasant bell rang throughout the factory. It wasn't loud or alarming, but a gentle chime that echoed peacefully in the air. A gentle voice, seemingly coming from the factory itself, announced, "The food is ready," instantly. All the machines began to slow down. The chocolate river flowed more gently. The mixers came to a graceful stop, and the jelly bean waterfall subsided. A sense of calm and peace washed over the entire factory. The bright lights softened to a warm, golden glow, and the air, already so wonderful, became even cozier. I felt an incredible sense of happiness and safety, like I was wrapped in a warm blanket. It felt like this entire place was designed just to create smiles. We knew it was time for us to leave this magical place. As we turned our bikes towards the gate, a small, beautifully wrapped box came rolling gently towards us on a tiny conveyor belt. It stopped right at my feet. I picked it up and opened it. Inside, resting on a soft napkin, was a single, warm cookie shaped like a perfect heart. It smelled of cinnamon and love. For your journey, the factory seemed to whisper on the breeze. Mimi and I looked at each other and smiled. We waved goodbye to the friendly food workers, who all waved back with their various doughy and sugary hands. As we rode away, I looked back over my shoulder. The magnificent factory, with its glowing gate and colorful pipes, began to fade into the distance, as if dissolving back into the morning mist. Soon, the road was just a normal road again, and the trees were just trees. But the sweet, wonderful smell of the factory stayed with us, a delicious reminder of our adventure. Mimi, now safely back in my bag, hugged the heart-shaped cookie tightly and let out a happy sigh. "Every place we visit feels like a dream," she said, her voice filled with contentment. I smiled, feeling the warmth of the sun on my face and the lingering magic in the air. "And the best adventures," I replied, "are still ahead." Thanks for watching our little adventure today. If you enjoyed our trip to the magical food factory, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more dreamy stories. We love having you with us on our journeys. See you next time.